Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm gonna roll over 7,000 miles on my 2016 Jeep SRT Night Edition. So I've owned this since August of 2024. Beginning of August 2024, I actually bought this vehicle off of Bring a Trailer. It had roughly 4,500 miles on it. And now I'm just gonna roll over 7,000 miles today, which is March 22nd of 2025. So as you can tell, I don't drive this vehicle a ton. I do own a golf course, so I actually sold my Ram truck to get this vehicle because I've always wanted a Jeep SRT and it fits nice in my collection of vehicles, of other SRT vehicles. Big Mopar guy, if you can't tell. So anyway, I wanted this vehicle. I needed a vehicle if I wasn't going to stay with a truck. I needed a performance SUV, hence Durango SRT or Jeep SRT that could essentially tow all of the stuff that I need for my business, which is honestly quite a majority of the miles have been towing miles, whether it be small tractors, mowing equipment, you know, stuff like that to and from the hold on. To and from the golf course. So essentially this vehicle has been phenomenal. Over 7,000 miles. Well, over the 3,500 that I've owned it, or 2,500 that I've owned it here. So really I haven't had any issues with it except for some interior pieces here. A lot of the carbon fiber appliques, as soon as I took it out one of the first colder days of fall and let it sit in my garage, which is not heated. My garage at my golf course, where this stays 95% of the time, is heated, but my garage at home is not heated. So the carbon fiber appliques all over the cabin here. If you have any sort of SRT vehicle from 2011 or newer, you'll know that the carbon fiber appliques are just terrible on these vehicles, and they tend to just the glue on them, or the glue just essentially runs out on them. And this is a 2016, and this happens with other vehicles as well. This isn't just a Jeep SRT problem. It's any applique, any carbon fiber applique in any Stellantis vehicle over the past 15 years now, so going back to the Challenger in 2011. So essentially here, other than that, the vehicle's been great. I did put an aftermarket exhaust on it. It's an MBRP Armor Light Series exhaust. And then I did put a cold air intake on it as well. I can't quite remember what the cold air intake is off the top of my... oh, it's a K&N. I take that back. It's a K&N. I've got so many cold air intakes on all my vehicles, I forget what they are, honestly. But I've got a K&N cold air intake on this, and honestly, it runs... It makes it a little bit more lively, and it runs well. I have to say I'm pretty dang impressed with it. But overall, I have to say I love the vehicle. I'm so glad I made the change. Everything is just so responsive in it, and it's just a blast to drive. It really is. This thing is a monster. I've really blown the socks off of anybody who's been in this vehicle, which hasn't been a lot. Otherwise, I just don't want people in this vehicle because it is so dang nice in here. With the SRT Night Edition package here, we did get the Laguna leather upgraded seats. So this package came with the $5,000 additional add-on package, which is the Laguna leather package. So it really has... Hold on, we're going to pass this guy. So it really has some nice interior bits. In a Chrysler product of this age, that's one thing that's annoying. In a Chrysler product of this age, this is definitely the nicest interior that I've been in terms of touch points real leather. This is real Laguna leather. It's nice. This is as nice as any Mercedes vehicle that I've owned. An AMG, I've had an AMG car and a 550 car, and the leather in this is as nice as those. It's really quite astounding when you upgrade it to the package, how nice all the touch points were in here, and just really how much better that made the interior of these Chrysler products. And that's something that if I were to buy another one used, I would specifically search out the Laguna leather package because it is just so nice. Otherwise, everything else here, you're going to know that it handles well. It's a 9-year-old vehicle now, but gosh, yeah, I mean, this thing is a monster. This thing is so fast, and it puts the power down so easy. I don't know if you're looking for a sports SUV, even a super SUV, a super monster truck, I don't know what else to call it. This is the way to go. Even used, yes, you don't get some of the newer tech features. In this 2016, there's no lane keeping, which came in 2017. But granted, the touchscreen isn't as new. It's still really good. The Uconnect 8 system, or the Uconnect 4 system, they're still using in their Chrysler products. But man, if you're looking for a super aggressive and fun vehicle, and you have the extra money to spend on repairs, gas, brakes, tires, that type of stuff, this is truly the way to go. There's so much character with this vehicle, and it's just such a blast to drive. But there are a few rattles in this vehicle, which honestly my fiance's, my 2013 Chevy Volt doesn't have. And that just comes down to the build quality of Chrysler in the 2010s. While the materials were good, the build quality wasn't necessarily the best. And that could be seen in our brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe that we have too. Just the different generations from the WK2 to the WL generation. It's amazing just to see the niceties that you get in a newer vehicle, and just the NVH is less and stuff like that. But again, this is still just a blast to drive, and if you could put up with just some of the quirks of the WK2 generation of Grand Cherokee, you truly are going to have the most awarded SUV out there. I mean, this, just taking a look around, it really is nice, really is comfortable. There's a ton of space up here. I have to say the steering is probably one of the better senses of steering. The steering feedback you get is okay, but the sharpness of the steering is second to none, I have to say. And that's where I was getting at with that rambling, was the steering is second to none. I absolutely love it. And I absolutely love these the crushing tires that are on here, at least the width of them. The 10-inch rims are great. 10-inch tires are fantastic. I do enjoy that a lot. The steering, again, is sharp, precise. I think this is honestly, I've got a 300 SRT and a Challenger SRT. This is the best handling and the best turning out of the bunch because of the adaptive suspension. I've got first-gen SRT products which don't have the adaptive suspension, the Bilstein. They do have really great suspension setups, but it's not adaptive. So this is definitely, I think, in my opinion, and I've driven Hellcats before, this is the best handling SRT product besides the Viper out there, in my opinion. And the Durango too, I have experience with that. We've got an RT Tone Go Durango, which is also fantastic. You know, all of the same stuff as the SRT, minus launch control and minus the engine. It's got the 5.7 instead of 6.4, but transmission is the same, cooling is the same, all of the dampening is the same, everything like that. And that is, again, a great handling vehicle. It's just not quite as good as this Jeep Grand Cherokee. I mean, this SRT Jeep is phenomenal. Really, it is just fantastic. The Durango is a close second because of its longer wheelbase, but this just handles great. And towing on this, again, fantastic. Honestly, with the right setup, and that's one thing you have to have with this, is the correct setup. So I have a Kurt Echo wireless trailer brake controller for my car hauler trailer, my 20-foot car hauler trailer. And I need that because I can't rely, even though this vehicle can easily handle it with the Brembos that are on here, you know, you don't want to rely specifically on the brakes of the vehicle. You want to have a trailer brake setup. A drop hitch. I have a way safe drop hitch as well, which has the actual weight of the tongue of the trailer on the hitch itself, which is critical for a setup like this Jeep. And it's a 6-inch drop, which works perfect for this vehicle. That's super, super important to have. You got to have at least those two things.
New text message from Dave Project.
Again, don't know how to shut that off. That's one pet peeve of mine. But you have to have those two things in order to tow safely with this vehicle. It's not like the Durango where it's a longer wheelbase. The trailer brake controller is already built in, and you can just go ahead and tow with it. You need a little bit of backup when it comes to this Jeep because of its weighing less and a shorter wheelbase. But other than that, this has exceeded expectations. I have to say, I've had so many experiences now with this 8-speed, with the Durango RT Tow and Go, with my 3 Ram trucks that I had before this. This 8-speed is, it's phenomenal. Like I said, we had an AMG Mercedes, a 2017 GLE 43, and it was not as good as this transmission. That's a 9-speed AMG transmission. This transmission, the ZF is arguably the best transmission maker in the world. This transmission is phenomenal. I can't ask for anything more out of responsiveness, out of smoothness. It's really a Jekyll and Hyde personality here. You get the nice cruising attitude of a ZF, where it's comfortable, smooth, you don't even notice it. And then when you want to floor it, it just kicks you in the ass, and it's really quite fun to drive. It's really a split personality. And when you put this into track mode, the transmission shifts even that much better and faster. It's amazing. I want to say this is within like 0.5 milliseconds of GTR. I think I guess I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, it's insane how fast and strong and responsive this transmission is. It's really just a blast to drive. I love driving this in track mode. The only problem is that our roads are so rough and bumpy around here that it kind of defeats the purpose in northern Wisconsin. So I leave it in sport, or I put it into custom mode and I have the transmission in track and leave everything else in comfort mode. It really is just a blast to drive. So we're going to get to the garage and we'll just go over the exterior a little bit. Everything in the exterior is held up fine. I mean, again, I rarely drive this vehicle. It's been great exterior wise. It's clean. I love the color, and we'll show you that here shortly. Just to recap the review here, I mean, we're taking a look at a very clean Grand Cherokee SRT 392, and really, I mean, there's only a few things wrong with it. A little bit of a scratch right there, and I did notice there's some like bubbling here, which I hope is not rust. But I do know that Ram trucks, and I did have the issue with my Ram trucks, both of them, 4th gen Ram trucks had the issue of bubbling on the paint, and I think that was a build quality issue. Otherwise, everything else was held up extraordinarily well. But get ready for brake dust on the Durango and on this, because we've got huge dinner plate Brembos on here. they really kick off the brake dust. So just get ready for that. That's one thing that I do have to say. It's an issue. It's truly an issue. But yeah, otherwise everything else is really, it's held up great. The underneath is spotless. I make sure to check that every other week or so, you know, just to clean it and do whatever. But really, this truck is just phenomenal. I'm just so impressed with it and its looks and its character, and really the paint. I mean, the paint here is fan freaking tastic. I love this brilliant black not even tri-coat, it's just a pearl coat, brilliant black pearl coat here. I've got the same color on 2 of my other SRT vehicles as well, so it looks really good, and I do have to say I'm very impressed with it. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you in the next one.